Giving all glory and honor and praise to Yahweh, Ba'ashem Yahweh Shai, Ba'ashem Makar HaKadash. Double honor to the elder apostles of Great Millstone who rule well and teaching this 100% truth. Shalom to the hopeful elect, beginning with the 144,000 and the rest of the men, women, and children of the great multitude of the elect. I'm your brother Magun Shalamar. The title of this video is Yahweh Ba'ashem Yahweh Shai ordained his prophets to go out in the highways and byways to teach this word to the hopeful elect, to the elect. You know, this word has to go out throughout the four corners of this earth, and it's being done by the great millstone, the men of great millstone, um, starting from the elder apostles to Har on down, teaching us 100% truth, and this is only for the elect. And the Lord says to feed His sheep. As this video is gonna show you that, you know, mostly these Jake women, mostly Judite, these Judah women, man, these fucking demons out here, they thinking feeding the sheep is actual food, but that's not what the Lord ordained His prophets to do. The food is teaching us 100% truth. So without further ado, this is fair use, not for monetary gain, but for educational purpose only. Fair use.
Good morning, everyone. We're on the corner of 39th and Brown, West Philadelphia. Please come out. We have tasty cakes. We have bananas, frozen meals, avocados, cucumbers, cilantro, various mixed salads, kale, broccoli, cucumbers. Turkey breast, chicken sausages, smoked ham, cheese, shoulder pork, turkey breast. We also have candy, plush animals, alugra, raspberries, cucumbers. We also have bread and rolls. Please come out on the corner, 39th and Brown.
So the men of great millstone, we're not out here feeding no pork. You know, she giving out this damn abomination of food. You know, same as those other camps, so-called Israelite camps. They're not feeding 100% truth. They're getting a little truth, but majority of them not even giving out the true name of the Heavenly Father Yahweh and His only begotten Son Yahweh Shah Mashiach, who's coming to save His people. Who are His people? The Israelites, the so-called Negro, Latino, Native American Indian. This is the book of St. John, chapter 21, and we're going to begin at verse 15. And this after, as you read verse 14, this is now the third time that Yahweh Shah showed Himself to His disciples after He had risen from the dead, because, right, He was on the, Apostle Peter, he was fishing, and when Yahweh Shah showed him, and Yahweh Shah told him to cast out his net, and then they caught abundance amount of fish. So now this is at the supper they're about to eat, and this is verse 15. It says, so when they had dined, Yahweh Shah said to Simon Peter, Simon, son of Johannes, lovest thou me more than these? He said unto him, yea, Lord, thou knowest that I love thee. He said unto him, feed my lambs. He said to him again the second time, Simon, son of Johannes, lovest thou me? He said unto him, yea, Lord, thou knowest that I love thee. And he said unto him, feed my sheep. And he said unto him the third time, Simon, son of Johannes, lovest thou me? Peter was grieved because he said unto him the third time, lovest thou me? And he said unto him, Yahweh Shai, thou knowest all things. Thou knowest that I love thee. Yahushua said unto him, feed my sheep. So this is the food. This is the food that we're feeding out on the highways and byways. The Lord ordained his prophets to go out to feed the sheep with this truth and this knowledge. This 100% truth and this knowledge to bid the wedding of the elect. This word is only for the elect, because 2/3 of Israel is not going to get it. It's not meant for them. But this word has to go out amongst the Gentiles, the heathen the heathen nations, and amongst all the Israelites, because we are scattered. You know, the elect is scattered, and so this word has to go out amongst to all people to draw in the elect. Not the actual. We're not out. We're not. Our business is not out here to bring out bread, turkey sandwiches, turkey drives, and chicken and fruits and vegetables and toys for the kids. You know. This is Luke chapter 14. The point is in verse 23. We're gonna start at verse 16. It says, this is that parable of the dinner. It says, then said he unto him, Yahushua was giving parables about the kingdom of heaven. Then said he unto him, a certain man made a great supper, and bade many, and sent his servant at supper time to say to them that was bidden, come, for all things are now ready. And they all with one consent began to make excuses. You see? Now see in verse 17, you see it says he sent his servant at supper time to say to them. So Yahushua sent out, who is his servants? His prophets. You know, a great millstone out on the highways and byways. It says in verse 18, and they all with one consent began to make excuses. The first said unto him, I have bought a piece of ground, and I must needs go and see it. I pray thee have me excused. And another said, I have bought 5 yoke of oxen, and I go to prove them. I pray thee have me excused. And another said, I have married a wife, and therefore I cannot come. And so you see, all of these are excuses of these jakes out here, man. You know, the cares of life. You know, they're a woman, and the apostles always goes into it. You know, that, you know, the cares of this life, man. Once you put your hand to the plow, you got to come in and do this work. You know, there's no excuses. If you got a wife, you know, hey, you got a family, this truth has to come first. It must come first. You can't put this truth up in front of, you can't put your family in front of this truth, man. Your wife, your kids, the hell with that. And that's what Yahushua ordered his prophets, and this is what the apostles been saying. But that damn gorilla, what's his name? Chief Priest Gorilla, whatever the fuck his name is, he gonna come and try to construe the words of the point that the elder apostles was making in that video, trying to scoff Great Millstone. But this is what the meaning of your family can't come first before the truth. Verse 21, it says, so that servant came and showed his lord these things. Then the master of the house, being angry, said to his servant, go out quickly into the streets and lanes of the city, and bring hither the poor and the maimed and the halt and the blind. And the servant said, Lord, it is done as thou hast commanded, and yet there is room. And the Lord said unto his servant, go unto the highways and hedges, and compel them to come in, that my house may be filled. For I say unto you, that none of those men which were bidden shall taste of my supper. You see that? So nobody had no excuse, man. No one had no excuse, because this truth is being taught throughout the highways and hedges, throughout the four corners of this earth. And the main leg is pushing is the internet. Through the internet is the word is being pushed out. It's 100% truth. You see? And so that's the commandment from the Lord, man. Go out on the highways and hedges. You know? Let's go to Acts chapter 9. The point is verse 15. we're going to start at verse 1 for reference. Now this is Saul when he was going down to the Damascus, and you know Saul was persecuting the apostles. He was persecuting Yahweh's disciples. So here it starts with verse 1. It says, "And Saul, yet breathing out threatening and slaughter against the disciples of Yahweh, went unto the high priest, and desired of him letters to Damascus to the synagogues, that if he found any of this way, whether they were men or women, he might bring them bound unto Jerusalem. And as he journeyed, he came near Damascus, and suddenly there shined around him about a light from heaven. And he fell to the earth and heard a voice saying unto him, Saul, Saul, why persecutest thou me? And he said, Who art thou, Lord? And Yahweh said, I am Yahweh, whom thou persecutest. It is hard for thee to kick against the pricks. And he, trembling and astonished, said, Lord, what wilt thou have me to do? And Yahweh said unto him, Arise and go unto the city, and it shall be told thee what thou must do. Now the Lord Yahweh had talked to his disciple was in a vision. Let's get his name in Greek. Ananias. Let's see.
Strong's G367. Ananias.
Ananias. Okay, so the Lord already told Ananias that Saul is going to know you by your name, and that you is going to give him back his vision. So Ananias already knew that, right? So so we'll go down to verse 8. It says, And Saul rose from the earth, and when his eyes was open, he saw no man, but they led him by the hand and brought him unto Damascus. And he was 3 days without sight, and neither did eat nor drink. And there was a certain disciple of Damascus named Ananias, and to him said Yahweh in a vision, Ananias. And he said, Behold, I am here, Lord. And Yahweh said unto him, Arise and go into the city which is called Straight, and inquire in the house of Judah for that one called Saul of Tarsus, for behold, he prayeth, and have seen in a vision a man named Ananias coming in, and put his hands on him that he might receive sight. And Ananias answered Yahweh, I have heard of many of this man, how much evil have he done by the saints at Jerusalem. And here he hath authority from the chief priest to bind all that call on thy name. But Yahweh said unto him, Go thy way, for he is chosen vessel unto me. For he is a chosen vessel unto me to bear my name before the Gentiles and kings and the children of Israel. You see that? So those are, again, this is showing you that the Lord had handpicked his apostles, his prophets, to go out into the highways and byways to preach, before the Gentiles, kings and children of Israel. It says, verse 16, For I will show him great things that he must suffer for my name's sake. And that's when you come into this truth, that we are going to suffer for Yahweh's name's sake. You see? So it's not about getting out here feeding these niggas no damn bread and butter. No, it's all about doing this work for the Lord Yahweh, Hashem Yahweh. And we're going to go to Matthew chapter 22. The point is in verse 9. We're going to start at verse 1 for reference. It said, Here's the parable of marriage feast. Yahweh answered and spake unto them again a parable. The kingdom of heaven is like unto a certain man which made a marriage for his son, and sent for his servants to call them that were bidding to the wedding, and they would not come. Again he sent forth other servants, saying, Tell them which are bidding, Behold, I have prepared my dinner, my oxen, my fatting are killed, and all things are ready, come unto the marriage. And this marriage is talking symbolically talking about the marriage to Yahweh Shai. We the bride of Yahweh Shai. You know, the elect is. And so the Lord is calling, putting out this call upon it, you heard it, for all the world, all the Gentiles. Right? And so, um, and these hard-headed niggas still don't want to, they can't hear it. They don't want to hear it. They are turning their back on the Lord. And just like at camp, this damn nigga woman came up yesterday and asking about, do we serve the community? What type of work we doing? The brother was trying to break it down to her, like, listen, God's chosen prophets is out here to feeding the sheep. But she didn't want to hear it. So she got all her feelings and walked away before even hearing the word. You know? It says, again, he sent forth his servants, saying, tell them which are bidding, behold, I have prepared my dinner, my oxen, my fatting are killed, and all things are ready, coming to the marriage. But they made light of it and went their way, one to his farm, another to his merchandise, and the remnant took his servants and entreated them spitefully and slew them. And see, this is what the Lord said, that that these are the troubles we're going to go in for his name's sake, man. You know? He said, but the king heard thereof, and he was wroth, and he sent forth his armies and destroyed those murderers and burned up their cities. And that's what Yahweh Shai is going to do. He's going to destroy these damn stuff, starting with the house of Israel first. You know? Like your damn, again, Alizar, Deacon Hakar, and all them damn scoffers, man. Because that's what they really are now, is just scoffers, demons. And you see what the Lord done did to Genesis. You see what he done did to him. To Sakaris, you know. Them niggas is nothing but peggers, you know. All of them. I think all of them are, you know. Verse 8, it says, then said he to his servants, the wedding is ready, but they which are bidding were not worthy. Go ye therefore into the highways, and as many as ye can find, bind to the bid to the marriage. You see? So we supposed to be out in these highways and byways, feeding the sheep. So those servants went out into the highways and gathered together all as many as they found, both bad and good, and the wedding was furnished with guests. And when the king came in to see the guests, he said there, he saw there a man which had not a wedding garment. And he said unto him, friend, how comest thou in hither not having a wedding garment? And he was speechless. Then said the king to his servants, bind him hand and foot, and take him away, and cast him into outer darkness. There shall be weeping and gnashing of teeth, for many is called, but few are chosen. And then again, trying to come up another way. And it's true, you have another agenda, want to get rich, you know, you're out for the money, you know. What's his name? Nate, you know, General Nate, whatever he go by, the UIC, you know, they coming up another way. You know, they're not calling upon the name of Yahweh Shai. They're not giving reverence to his name, not giving reverence to the Father's name, Yahweh. You know, they pray into some damn Caesar Borgia. I don't care if you try to paint him as being a black man. You still, when you say Jesus Christ, that name goes directly to Caesar Borgia. So you misleading the flock, man. You're not feeding the flock. You feeding them abominations, like that lady was with the ham sandwiches and whatnot. So with that, I pray you was edified. Call halal Yahweh, by Hashem Yahweh Shai, by Hashem Rakah HaKadosh. Again, double honors to the elder apostles of Great Millstone who rule well. And again, what else is the part of the ministry that we bring out? The main prophecy is to warn Israel about the MOTB, that micro C hit, which we're gonna come upon the whole entire earth, man. That's the main. That's what we're feeding. That's the main prophecy. But that's what we're out there on the highways and byways feeding the camp. Do not take that RFID chip, because there's no forgiveness of that sin. You're going to die on this side if you do, and only the elect is not going to take it. You know, so anyone that does not call upon the Yahweh and his only begotten Son Yahweh Shai, most likely you're going to take that damn chip. So with that, I pray you was edified. Shalom.